What's going on, everybody? Spaceballs here. Welcome back to another Summoners War 2 video. Alright, everyone, today I'm super excited. We're going to talk about the balance patch that is coming into the game. I know some of you guys aren't going to like this. Some of you guys are going to love this. I personally love it. When you play a gacha game like this, we need balance patches, nerfs, buffs. These things are really important to keep the game healthy. Now, Jeanne was a great unit. Orion was a great unit, but the problem is they were completely broken when it came to certain situations, as in putting them in the backline. A unit like Orion should never be able to solo 4 to 6 units. It just shouldn't happen. And honestly, Jeanne was just too broken. Stun, heal, it was just too much. Everybody was using her. She was the slot 8 go-to, as you guys know in my last video when I talked about her being the meta. And Orion was pretty much the same case. People started to realize that if you put Orion in the backline, most of the time with RNG in your favor, he can solo 4 to 6 units, no problem, if they weren't full health. But even with that, he just did so much damage, especially if you had his gemstone. He was able to solo basically an entire backline, which shouldn't be happening in a game like this. So with all that being said, we need balance patches like this, and I am shocked that this balance patch came this fast. So once again, shout out to Comtuos. You guys are doing a great job keeping the game healthy, balanced, and let's get right into this one here and talk about this new balance patch that's coming tonight. I know I'm late to the party as usual. It's just that I had to work all night, and then I realized the patch was tonight on the 3rd. So I said, let me make this video because this balance patch is huge and we definitely need to talk about it. So here is the balance patch adjustments right here, the 3rd one down. So let's scroll down here and get right into the buffs and nerfs. Now, Artemis is another one. He was a good unit, but he wasn't good enough. So hopefully this buff will make him better. And we have increased damage by 10%. Now, I don't think damage was his problem. He did a ton of damage. He could basically half shot or one shot most units in the game. So we'll have to see what this does, if it makes him better or more usable. He was never a bad unit, but he just wasn't good enough. He would strip, kill one enemy, but just wasn't enough to put him in the back line. So we'll have to see what this does, because he does have the increased HP recovery amount now. So we'll have to see what happens with him. I do like the buff. And again, when it comes to balance patches, just remember they don't always get it right the first time. Sometimes they have to go back and forth before they can get the unit just right. So I think Artemis is going to be one of those. I don't think this is going to be enough to make him completely usable, but it will definitely make him better. So we'll have to do some testing and see what we can do with my man Artemis. Now we have Ganymede, Sealed Magic, increased damage by 32%, increased the Incinerate chance. This is really good for Ganymede. It's not that he was bad, and some people used him. He just wasn't good enough. Again, one of those units that are good, but just not good enough to warrant going in your team over another unit. So I think this is going to make Ganymede much better, so I can't wait to use him now, because I do have a level 9 going on to level 10 Ganymede. So I'm very happy about this buff. I can't wait to see how much better this makes him. Ragdoll, super excited about this. Increased damage by 35%. I think this is much needed because, again, a lot of these units on this list, it's not like they're terrible. They're just not as good as they should be. So these small adjustments might make them right where they need to be. And I'm super excited for Ragdolls and Ganymedes and Rakans, actually, to be honest. Ragdoll was always a decent unit. Again, just not enough damage. So hopefully this is going to make him usable. Super excited about the Ragdoll buff as well, because I have pulled a lot of Ragdolls as well. It seems all the ones that are getting a buff on this list, I have level 9 going on level 10. So maybe I'm more happy than other people. But again, these units do need these changes, especially these legendaries. They are legendaries, so they should be better than heroics and rares. And in a lot of cases, these legendaries are not better than heroics and rares, and that is a big problem. So moving on here, Rakan, Leap of Beast, increased damage by 15%. Increased the immunity and beneficial effect durations, very good. Rakan always did enough damage. It just, he doesn't bring enough to the table. I know people have been using him in the backline, and he's been doing a lot of work for them. I just still think he's missing something, so hopefully this will fix that. You guys know, once you get past 4,000 trophies, Lucian is in every single team paired with Giant Warrior. It is completely broken, so this definitely needs to be addressed. So they decrease his damage by 5%. I don't know if that's going to be enough, because paired with Giant Warrior, it just seemed broken. I know they tweaked Giant Warrior as well. We'll get to that in just 1 second. Again, I think they're going to have to do some tweaking with this to get this just right. We'll have to see where it goes. Wow, we got Burning Whip, increased damage by 10%. That is much needed. Wow, again, she's good, but she's just not good enough. So we'll have to see if that 10% is going to make her game-changing. I think now paired with Ragdoll, the team of Hua and Ragdoll is going to be a little broken in my opinion, because now they both have increased damage. So now they will definitely be able to one-shot these squishy backline units. Super excited for that. Vertiheal, again, really good unit, but not good enough unless you have the purple or gold gemstone. So we have Blood Ring, mana cost 4 to 3. I like that change. 4 was a little too much for what he did. Single target damage dealer. The Blood Ring was cool and everything, but costing 4, just not good enough unless you had his gemstone. Moving down here, Commune, again, another broken unit in the game. So much solo potential, increase the default life drain amounts. Something tells me this is a buff. I don't think Commune needed a buff. Maybe this isn't worded right, but if they're giving him more heal, this is completely broken. He does not need more heal. If anything, he needs less heal. So we'll have to see. I hope this is not reading the way I think it is, because that's going to make him even more broken. And then instead of people using Jeanne, they're just going to use Commune. So I hope that's not the case. We'll have to see. And then here we go. Jeanne, shield push. I think they should have made this 2 seconds, not 1 second. 1 second is completely useless. So it's like she doesn't even have a stun anymore. So she basically just has the heal. And I would just count the stun out of this, because 1 second is like nothing. So they might as well have just taken the stun out of this. I'm not sure why they went to 1 second. They could have just removed the stun altogether and maybe gave her more heal or something like that. So for me, it's like she has no stun anymore. She's definitely not going to be as good as she is now. We'll do some testing after the patch and we'll dive in and see how much this actually affects her. And they also nerfed her other skill. Instead of 3, they gave her 2. That's fine. Harmless Prank, again, another huge nerf. Mana cost 2 to 3. I don't think that's enough, because at the end you can still spam him. Let's say you get down to 1 enemy versus 1 enemy and there's 30 seconds left on the clock. You'll still be able to spam him over and over again without the mana cost going up. So 2 to 3 is not really that big of a change. And then they increase the damage by 20%. Now he's going to do more damage. So this might make him even stronger, to be honest with you. When you look at Jeanne, you can see she clearly got a nerf. And when you look at Orion, it doesn't look like he's clearly getting a nerf, except for the stun. Again, 4 seconds to 1 second. It looks like they're changing all the stuns from 4 seconds to 1 second. 1 second, I don't get it. 2 seconds, I can understand. And 2 seconds, again, isn't even that great. The real nerf here is the stuns, but giving him more damage, I don't know if that's going to really affect him, because it wasn't really the stun that made Orion broken. It's the fact that he can pull your cards and keep spamming that over and over again. It looks like they think the stun is the problem. I still think Orion's going to be a little bit broken, but we're going to have to see, because now he's going to do 20% more damage. If you have his green skill stone, he's going to be doing 40% more damage, so he's still going to be able to solo, 4 or 5 units. So we'll have to see how that goes. My man Beretta, we know that he is one of the most used heroics in the game. We got decreased default damage by 30%. That is a huge nerf. Continuous damage amount remains the same. It's not really going to affect him too much. I don't use Beretta for personal damage. I use Beretta for dots only. So I'm okay with this. This isn't a big deal. He's still going to do the same thing that he did before, except he's not going to do as much AoE damage. Totally fine with that. No big deal. We got Thrayne, increased the damage by 16%. Personally, I don't think there was anything wrong with Thrayne, but if you want to give him more damage, make him more broken, that's okay with me. I think this is going to make him more broken in arena mode. I don't really think Thrayne needed much of a balance, in my opinion. We got the Barb King, increased the damage by 12%. Branding's going from 1 to 2. I like that. Barb King was good, but he wasn't good enough. I have his purple gemstone. I still don't use him, because the fact that he has to kill an enemy in order to proc his attack buff and acceleration just isn't good enough, even with his purple gemstone. So maybe this increased damage will make him that much better. We'll have to see. Maybe increasing the damage will make him that much better. Maybe he'll be able to actually kill something. The problem I have with Barb King, he's never actually killing anything, so he's never proccing his purple gemstone. That's just the way I see him. Konamiya, decrease the HP recovery amounts. I don't really think that's going to do much for Konamiya. People use him just to refresh the card. No other reason. And then if you have his purple gemstone, when he dies, he'll clear the debuffs. That's basically why everybody uses him to begin with. So I don't think many people are going to care about the HP recovery. So not a big deal. Just a little balance they added in. No biggie. Raccoony, increased the damage by 14%. The thing is, with Raccoony, you're not using it for damage at all. So I don't know if this is going to really do anything. 14% more damage. Again, it's just one of those little sneak balance things they add in there. We'll have to see what it does. I don't think it's going to change Raccoony too much. I know if you have his gemstone, he's pretty good. But again, I don't think anybody's using him for damage. Giant Warrior, this is what we're looking for. Now, they messed with this in the last patch, and now they're messing with it again. So now we have mana cost from 1 to 2. And then we have duration 9.2 seconds to 12 seconds instead of 11 seconds to 25 seconds. That's a huge nerf. Very happy. Now with the Lucian damage decrease and this nerf on Giant Warrior, I don't think you're going to be seeing as many Lucian teams after 4,000 trophies. That is a really good balance in my opinion. Very happy to see that. Transfer, this is funny because last night on Twitch, I was telling everybody every time I lose my battles because of the transfer. Transfer is completely broken in a lot of cases, especially if you're using dot teams or facing dot teams, because your opponent will put up all the dots, you transfer them over. If he doesn't have a transfer up, you basically lose the fight. So they up the mana cost, decrease the damage by 30%. We'll have to see. I still think it's going to be a really good card, especially if you're facing dot teams. Reflection Shield, they decreased the mana from 3 to 2, and they basically increased the damage. Reflection Shield was always a decent card. I think this is going to make it a really good card now, especially the fact that it's going down a mana and it's upping the actual damage. So I really like that. Good change. Reckless Devotion. This needed a nerf as well. So we got mana cost from 1 to 2. Buff duration was 11 to 17 seconds. Now it's 8 to 14 seconds. Spells can be game changing in a lot of cases. I think the changes they made on the spells are really good. Spot on. Can't wait to see how good they are after this patch. Then we got some monster default stats have been changed. Ragdoll got more attack, really good. Less defense and less HP, but that's how it should be. Ragdoll is a damage dealer. He should have more attack, less defense, less HP. I'm totally fine with that. Meekin, she got less attack, but she got more defense and more HP. Perfect. And then the Barb King, he got less attack, same defense, and more HP. Not really sure why they lessened his attack after they just gave him more damage. Maybe they wanted to even it out because he was doing too much damage. Not really sure on that, but I figured if you were going to give more damage, why would you nerf his attack? But again, they know more than we know. They test this stuff on a private server, so I'm sure they have their reasons for doing it. And then we have some monster skill errors have been fixed. Then we have these rules here on the card drawer time, acceleration, deceleration, conditions have been changed. Not really what we're here for. We're here for these nerfs and buffs. In a gacha game like this, we need buffs and nerfs. So I think this was a great job by Com2uS. Again, they might not get it right the first time, guys. Sometimes they have to go in there and change stuff a bunch of times. Just like Giant Warrior, for example. They nerfed it the last patch. Now they're nerfing it again. They're not always going to get it right on the first time. I know some of you guys are going to be mad about this because maybe you invested a lot in Jeanne. But again, we need these buffs and nerfs. Otherwise, the game will be completely broken. And the fact that we didn't have to wait 3 to 4 months to get these. So shout out to Com2uS. You're doing a great job giving us consistent buffs and patches, balances. We absolutely love it. But I want to know what you guys think about this patch. Let me know down below. What is your favorite buff? What is your favorite nerf? Are you going to use Ragdoll? Are you going to drop Jeanne? I want to know how you're feeling about this patch. So let me know down below in the comments. I love to hear what you guys have to say. We have the sub celebration going on. That video will be linked down below. If you want to follow me on Twitch and Discord, those are also linked down below. We do 2 monthly giveaways on Discord, random giveaways on Twitch. If you want to be a part of the random giveaway that we do here on YouTube, all you have to do is sub to the channel, like and comment on my past 10 videos, and that will automatically enter you into the random giveaway. I pick the winners on Discord. I truly do love each and every single one of you. I will see you in the next one. Spaceballs out. Peace.